We in the hall, dog. D Wade, a.k.a. Flash. That's what the words that he spoke and said to his dad upon entering and being inducted into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. Obviously, Dwayne Wade, three-time NBA champion, finals MVP, goes in with a star-studded cast of very well-deserving guys. And Dirk Nowitzki, the one-legged big man jumping, who is another one of those guys that changed the game, right? I mean, I don't know if there are guys like you see today, Nikola Jokic, the reigning and defending NBA champion and finals MVP, who does that from time to time. Luka Doncic, a few other guys Kevin Durant even took it in his game, and a few others that could do that. But Dirk was the first, 7 feet, 7'1" guy that could do that, and was the NBA's MVP and finals MVP one particular season when they beat the highly favored Miami Heat, came back from a 2-1 deficit to beat the same mentioned Dwayne Wade. It was basically payback for what D Wade did to him a few years earlier. And so Dirk, Pau Gasol had a heartfelt, which we're going to play, his speech that I think is interesting about what Kobe meant to him, the late, great Kobe Bryant. Daryl Morey, beyond the Hall of Fame. Is he a liar? James Harden seems to think so. So this is Sports Bucks. Once again, we thank you guys for watching this particular show. We want to thank all of our sponsors. Sports Bucks is brought to you by Tax Doctor. All of what Tax Doctor is doing across the country, helping a lot of different people. Sports Bucks is also sponsored by the Super Off. Don't forget the superoff.com allows you to put away more money and have it grow completely tax-free. We can show you how to do this. Go to superoff.com. RX Heroes, want to thank those folks. My Virtual Docs as well. And so many others. And the veteran card donations. But don't forget to help a veteran. But this is Sports Bucks with Steve. And we welcome you to another episode.
My mom and dad used to fight about money all the time. Then one day, I heard them talking about this guy, some uncle I never knew, called Uncle Sam. Well, they say this Uncle Sam guy wanted them to pay him like $1 gazillion, and they didn't have $1 gazillion. So they called this company they heard on the radio called the Tax Doctor. And the Tax Doctor worked with Uncle Sam's people. I think they're called the IRS. And they were able to work it out so my mom and dad didn't have to pay Uncle Sam very much money at all. So now mom and dad are happy, and I'm happy too. Thanks, Tax Doctor.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, call now and pay less.
Call 800-268-1055. That's 800-268-1055. 800-268-1055.
Is the cost of your meds giving you a headache? Prescription prices can vary significantly between pharmacies, but now you can save up to 80%. Simply download the RX Heroes mobile app, click Join Now to register, and then enter the promo code FOX to receive an additional 500 points just for signing up. RX Heroes offers rewards for shopping at your favorite retailers. Join the millions who save on their prescriptions. Download RX Heroes today on Apple App Store and Google Play.
Sports Bucks with Steve takes a deeper dive into the world of sports and the impact of money. fan debates, current sporting news, and offers financial tips. Coach Steve is a certified financial fiduciary and wealth coach who specializes in retirement income tax-free strategies for individuals and business owners throughout the country.
And as we started talking about it, Sports Bucks with Steve. Listen, man. We in the hall, dog. This is what Dwayne Wade had to say when he was being inducted into the Hall of Fame, and he brought his pops on. So let's talk about it. This is another Sports Bucks with Steve. We in the hall, dog. Let's check out the video clip that was brought to you courtesy, I believe this is ESPN. We claim fair use. We don't own this video. We are in the hall, dog. Check it out.
This one right here, this one is for my father. I love you, and I'm thankful for you.
I love you too, man.
We in the Hall of Fame, dog.
Love to see that embrace. Love to see the emotions of D. Wade with his father. And quite frankly, it's time to get a dad some more love, man. You know, we already know we get the socks and the sorry ties for Father's Day, but and they got all the songs about I always love my mama. She's my favorite girl. And mama, we got all those great songs out there, right? And the one song we got about our daddy is well, Luther Vandross did help us to dance with my father once again. But before that, we had Papa was a rolling, you know, he was that, you know, so we'll stop at that. But again, fair use. We don't own the song because these folks get real sensitive when you start sharing their information and stuff like that, man. We'll talk about that at another time. But yeah, so congratulations to not only Dwayne Wade, as I mentioned earlier, Pau Gasol, Dirk Nowitzki, Tony Parker is also now a member of the NBA's Hall of Fame. And we also Coach Greg Popovich, legendary coach of the San Antonio Spurs dynasty, 5 NBA championships, who's coached not only Tony Parker, who just recently went into the NBA's Hall of Fame, or the Hall of Fame in general. We also have, he coached the best power forward in the history of the basketball, and Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, the greatest sixth man ever. And he also coached, obviously, David Robinson and a few other legendary guys. Kawhi Leonard, he also coached them. Let's forget about that. That's another Hall of Famer that will go on the resume of Coach Popovich. Am I going to have to Popovich? We'll have to think about that one. But in any event, I did want to play you the video that I thought was very, very inspirational. And shout out also, congratulations to Becky Hammon, who Greg Popovich was the first guy to hire a female assistant. And she's gone on to, obviously had an illustrious playing career in the WNBA and overseas, but she also is now the head coach of the defending WNBA champions, Las Vegas Aces. So Becky has paved the way and been a basketball lifer. So congratulations also to ladies first, Becky Hammon. Congratulations, Miss Hammon. And that, I believe, is the list of Hall of Famers. But I did want to play the video. Again, we claim fair use. We do not own this video of Paul Gasol talking about how Kobe Bryant made him a better basketball player. So check this out.
February 1st, 2008. Chris Wallace calls me to his office and gives me the news that I was traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. That obviously changed my life and my career. I know some people in the league were upset about the trade, but it happened, right? And that's, And that's why I have to know the person who elevated my game like no other, who taught me what it took to win at the highest level, who showed me how hard you had to work and the mentality you needed to have in order to be the best, the commitment you had to make, what it meant and what it took to be a leader. Kobe.
Top 5.
That night I joined the team in DC, and I got to the hotel after midnight. You know, he was texting me saying, hey, I want to come by your room and I want to welcome you. I want to say hello. I want to welcome you to the team. I said, you know what? I mean, it's going to be late. It's going to be like past 1 a.m. You sure you don't want to wait for tomorrow? He said, no, it's not going to be too late. I'm coming over. I said, oh, okay, sounds good. The team had a game next day at noon, so all right. So he just wanted to make sure that right away, firsthand, I got the message. He said, welcome to the team. I'm happy you're here. Now let's go win a championship together. So I said, all right, I'm in, man. I'm in. Have a good night. That was it. That was it. That was it. No crap. Straight to the chase. I wouldn't be here without you, brother. I wish more than anything that you and Gigi were here today with us. I miss you and love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Vanessa, for being here tonight. I'm proud to be your brother. Thank you. And an uncle to your wonderful girls. I love you guys so very much. We needed it all together. 2009, 2010 was super special. I mean, that's what you work for, right? We've been talking about this the last few days with Dirk, with D-Wade, organization, the Bus family. Rob, thank you for being here with your family tonight. Linda Rambis, Mitch Kupchak, the amazing coaching staff that we had, my teammates, Derek Fisher, Lamar Odom, Andrew Bynum, Luke, who's here tonight. Thank you for being here. Sasha, Jordan, Trevor, Meta. I'm so grateful to all of you. I hope that you take this honor that I'm receiving today as part of your own. Without you, I couldn't have done it.
Obviously, Paul Powell was very touched, rightfully so, of course. He was rightfully touched. And, you know, we are all still missing the Mamba and his beautiful daughter, Gigi. And the Mamba mentality is what is really lacking in the game today. There's a few guys that may have it here and there, but there's just nobody like Kobe Bryant. You know, there's never been another guy like Kobe Bryant in terms of attitude and work ethic. You know, Michael Jordan, who was Kobe's inspiration, and he patterned his game after him, as you can see, had a certain level of competitiveness and drive that was unmatched. But he was also athletically gifted, extremely athletically gifted. There's a story of they clocked Michael running the 40, and they clocked him at 4.38 or 4.39 and a 40-yard dash. He also has a 48-inch vertical and extremely large hands. And he was extremely fundamentally sound, in addition to being an absolute dog of the dogs that's in the Hall of Fame. He's the dog. But Kobe Bryant is right there. He was not as athletic. I think his vertical was more like 38, 39 inches. And he didn't have the same sort of hands that Mike had, but he was about the same height. Skill was immense, though. And so Kobe will be completely missed for a long period of time. His impact on the youth today, you can see it on some of the players, and namely when you look at Kyrie Irving, you look at Devin Booker from the Phoenix Suns. You can see a lot of that, you know, in his game, and so many others. Jason Tatum is very, very influenced by Kobe. And so for those of you who don't understand and want to take away the credit from Kobe Bryant as being what I said is arguably top 5. He may even be top 3 to me, quite frankly, when you look at it. So you don't understand his impact. He's finished 4th all time in scoring, but you got to remember that he had to share the rock with a big guy like Shaq. He also wasn't a Dale Harris favorite. He didn't like rookies, which is the reason why he ended up losing his job. So you had a guy like Kobe with that type of ability and attitude was from the beginning. But shout out to the entire class. And I played that video for Pau Gasol because Pau told you himself that Kobe made him a better player. And the attitude permeated with Powell and the rest of those guys and made them be better than they actually were. Or in Powell's case, made him reach his potential that he was not reaching when he was with Memphis. And so the late, great Kobe Bryant did that. He also did that to the Redeem team when he told LeBron and Carmelo and the rest of those guys, I'm tired of y'all blanking losing. And so he instilled that. If you go watch that Redeem team video, now you'll understand why Kobe Bryant is so highly regarded by the players and why he is top 5, top 3 greatest NBA players of all time by people who really know. And Pau Gasol, congratulations. Dirk Nowitzki, congratulations. Dwayne Wade, congratulations. And Dirk, by the way, I didn't say enough about Dirk, but Dirk is the first European player to win league MVP. It's since been done, obviously, by for several people from there, namely Djokovic is the guy that comes to mind, Nikola Jokic, who's also now an NBA champion. And Dirk and the Mavs that year in 2011 accomplished something that was a shock to many when he got his revenge against Dwayne Wade, who had beaten him prior in, I believe it was either 2006, where Dwayne Wade was only like a third-year player, I believe. So it's congratulations to all the Hall of Famers. I'm going to show you guys something else. I did want to talk about, I mentioned earlier about the Daryl Morey situation. Daryl Morey, is he a liar? As we kind of transition a little bit, is he a liar? Well, let's take a quick break. I'm going to play you guys a quick little video.
Now,
but is
more
Daryl
than
Morey a liar?
ever, all U.S. veterans need your help. If you have an old car, truck, or van, you can donate it today and help them. And they'll come pick it up for free. Plus, the money raised helps our nation's disabled veterans and their families. Call the number on your screen right now. Within a few days, we'll come and tow it away for free, running or not. And the proceeds greatly help U.S. veterans. So please call right now.
Who doesn't want affordable, comprehensive health care from big carriers such as Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield and Cigna with no deductibles? With CAG Health, that's exactly what you get, and so much more. Not only will you spend less for your health care, but you'll also have options for unlimited 24/7 virtual urgent care and 24/7 online therapy, thanks to My Virtual Docs. CAG Health also offers the RX Heroes discount card, which can save up to 80% on brand medications and gives you cashback rewards. Plus, with the Burn Wellness app, you can earn cashback while you burn calories. Take charge of your healthcare today with CAG Health and My Virtual Docs. For special exclusive savings, go online to ESPNCLT.com. That's ESPNCLT.com. And use the promo code ESPN730. That's promo code ESPN730.
It's a bird!
It's a plane!
No, it's Super Roth!
Okay, a gimmicky opening for a commercial about Super Roth Universal Life Insurance, but I'm sure it got your attention. Now, what is a Super Roth, you ask? It's a permanent indexed universal life insurance that's totally liquid and easily accessible once it matures. Can be used to supplement retirement savings or a death benefit, or both. Has no income or contribution limit. Has no 5-year rule like Roth IRAs. Has no 10% penalty for accessing the funds before age 59 and a half. Oh, and the average historical returns are 5 to 7% annually, tax-free. Super Roths also lock in gains, which means you don't lose your money when the market is down. Sounds incredible, right? Sounds super? Super Roths are the way of the future, specifically your future. To see if you qualify for a Super Roth, go online to thesuperroth.com.
Super Roth. Up, and away to save the day is the Super Roth. Are you maxed out on your Roth IRA? Are you married? Filing separate and can't even contribute to a Roth? Well, this is why you go to thesuperroth.com and find out how you can contribute to that. Thesuperroth.com. We appreciate you once again. Listen, I wanted to talk about it real quickly. We were talking about, before we took that little short hiatus, quick break, is Daryl Morey and the James Harden situation. James Harden has come out and flat out said that Daryl Morey is a liar, essentially pants on fire, as we used to say when we were kids. So what's the story? He says Daryl Morey is a liar. This was them at I think it was a Adidas media event in China, that Daryl Morey is a liar and he will never be a part of an organization that he is a part of, according to Harden. That he said, let me say that again, just in case for the people in the back that didn't hear it. Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be a part of an organization that he is now a part of. This was James Harden's message regarding that. So check out what this video is courtesy of ESPN. We claim fair use again. Daryl Morey and what's his Marcus Spears, aka Swagoo, is talking about the situation with James Harden and Daryl Morey, who's the president of the Philadelphia 76ers organization. Check this out.
It was personal. There's a difference in being disgruntled with a franchise and being disgruntled with your situation than that being that personal. He mentioned Daryl Morey by name, okay? And this is a relationship that has been very beneficial for the both of these guys throughout a long period of time in James Harden's career and Daryl Morey's career. James Harden was the 3-time scoring champion in Houston. And Daryl Morey was the guy that believed in these analytics and statistics that has inflated the NBA about guys getting 3-point shots up. James Harden has made over $300 million in the NBA. Daryl Morey has been a part of that for at least 8 of those years of his career, I believe. So when you think about how he said it in China, where he knew that this would go everywhere immediately in front of people, might I add, not in front of cameras, in front of people, might I add as well. So when you think about everything that has transitioned with James Harden, right? Leaving Houston, going to the Nets, leaving the Nets, that situation souring, and then ending up in Philly. Everybody thought that was the course of action because of Daryl Morey, because they he knew what James Harden was as a player. This conversation is not new about if James Harden should get a max contract or a lot of money. He's made a lot of money, and he like you said, opted in for $35 million this year. But James Harden was under the impression that 2 things were going to happen. Like you said, I'm going to sign this agreement and be traded, or I'm going to get a max deal here in Philly. And now it has become personal with the general manager, which I think is why everybody is shocked. Like if he comes out and says, well, the situation is bad in Philly and I need to figure out a way to get out, or I want to be traded, or you do a roundabout explaining about how you want to get out, but to flat out call Daryl Morey a liar after all of the good things that have transpired between these guys, this is more than just basketball at this point. And James Harden made that very clear by his tone and absolutely by what he said verbatim.
So the change in the relationship. Now, I will say this. I don't know if Daryl Morey is a liar, but James Harden feels that he is a liar. But I will say this. I'm going to say he's a liar because Daryl Morey once mentioned that James Harden is the greatest scorer that the NBA has ever seen. That was a lie, because did Michael Jordan not exist in the NBA? Was Michael Jordan not a 10-time scoring champion to James Harden's 3? Was Michael Jordan not a 6-time NBA champion? Am I missing something? I have the highest scoring average in the finals. James Harden never showed he doesn't make it to the finals outside of OKC. There's always something going on with James where he can't make it to the event. He's not going to be there when you want him to be there. And so that was a lie. Did we not mention, I just mentioned earlier about the late, great Kobe Bryant, who had a string of consecutive games that only Wilt Chamberlain had, and maybe I think it was Elgin Baylor had ever done with consecutive 50-point games? It was Kobe. What are we talking about? Or Wilt Chamberlain, who has video game numbers, 100-point game, 25 rebounds. Are you serious? He averaged 51 season with 25 rebounds. So we knew that was, as the kids say, that's cap. There was no way that he should have even said that, let alone believe that. So we know that was a lie. So I know he's lying about that. Now, what was promised to James Harden if he agreed to sign? Because according to most, James Harden agreed to opt in to his players' $33.6 million contract with the belief that he would be traded to his preferred destination, which is the Los Angeles Clippers. Problem is, James Harden's always trying to go somewhere. He's always trying to make a move somewhere. Now, I don't know if LA has better strip club than Houston. Let me be quiet. But I'll just say that, listen, as the president of an organization, your job is to try to get the best value back for letting someone go. And I'm not going to just let you go and they're not offering me a fair value. So we don't know what the Clippers were offering, but we know that James Harden signed his contract with the assumption and the belief that he was going to be able to get traded away. That didn't happen. And I think he was also promised some sort of supermax contract that apparently is not in place too. So was that said by Daryl Morey? Only Daryl Morey and James Harden's representatives know the answer to that. But what I do know is Daryl Morey is definitely lying about James Harden being the greatest scorer ever. Because James Harden rarely shows up for more than a couple of games in the playoffs. We're seeing that this season where he had a fantastic game one against the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals, semifinals, where he had 45. Game 4, he had 42. And then games 2 and game 6, he was a no-show. And in game 7, listen, he had 9 points in a deciding game 7. Him and Joel Embiid both took a vacation that day. So don't want to hear that about James Harden being a great, great player, which he is a great player, but don't want to hear about him, ever being compared to the guys that I just mentioned. So NBA has a new in-season tournament. It's interesting, but I really don't know what they're talking about. But it's the new NBA season tournament. We'll let Richard Jefferson do a quick little. We'll share. This is also courtesy of ESPN, and he's kind of just going over what is the NBA's in-season tournament format, schedule, and how the group play will work.
Our in-season tournament is now official. How does it work? Like this. First up is group play. All 30 teams will be split into 6 groups, 3 from the East, 3 from the West, with a random draw based on last year's regular season records. Each team in a group plays each other 1 time, a total of 4 games, 2 at home, 2 on the road. Now, those games happen Tuesdays and Fridays in November, so set your calendar. Basically, these regular season NBA games also count as tournament games. Now, in each group, the team with the best group play record after those 4 games, they're moving on. The team with the next best record in each conference, those 2 are the wild cards. Always watch out for the wild cards. Now, we get to the knockout round. 8 teams, single elimination. And you know what that means. Win and move on, or lose, and you're out. And the last 4 teams standing, guess what? You're headed to Vegas, baby. That's right. In Las Vegas, the semifinal battles will get us to the championship game on December 9th. 2 teams in a winner-take-all final to be named champion and be awarded The first ever NBA Cup. Come on now. Look, there's a lot to look forward to this season. Players on new teams, rookies new to the league, and teams just looking to make some noise. And the NBA in-season tournament is going to be a can't-miss, must-see, high-stakes, high-level competition. And if you're a hoops head just like me, I promise you, you're going to love it.
Well, the jury will be out if you're going to love it, but Richard Jefferson seems to be excited about this particular in-season tournament, and he's obviously paid to do so. But it'll be interesting to see how that all shapes out and shapes up. But I'm going to leave you with something that I saw a video, and this is also courtesy of what is it called? Oh my goodness. All About the Smoke, which is Matt Barnes and former NBA players Matt Barnes and NBA champions Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson show, where they had the great Lakers great Irvin Magic Johnson was on the show, and it was talking about Magic's decision to go with what was known. This is a little bit of Coach's Corner as we get ready to get out of here. It's a little bit of a Coach's Corner tip. Remember, I'm the retirement wealth coach, certified financial fiduciary. So I know a little bit about what I'm talking about, and I've helped a lot of people and helped manage a lot of money. So, but listen to this. This is about going with the known versus the unknown. And Magic says, man, I wish I hadn't done that today.
Today, the estimated worth would have been $5.2 billion. I mean, you're doing fine, but talk to us about that Nike situation. The reason why you chose
It
Converse.
would have been an easier beat.
Thanks a lot, Matt.
He still got a beat, but it could have been an easier beat.
Yeah. So here I am, just winning the national championship against Larry Bird, and 3 companies came in. So Converse, Adidas, and Nike. Nike was just a year too old. Converse offered me the most money. So, you know, when you grow up broke, you take the money. Phil Knight came in and said, hey, I can't offer you the same type of money, but I can offer you stock.
Wasn't trying to hear that then.
I wasn't trying.
I wasn't trying to hear that then.
And I didn't know nothing about it. And my family didn't come from money.
Yeah.
See, that's one thing that hurt us sometimes. When you don't come from money, you don't know what, I didn't even know what stocks was at that time, right? So I passed on the stocks. Damn. Can you imagine? 45 years. Oof. $5 billion that stock would have been worth today.
Like Jackson, you're the reason.
You still made a beat.
You're the reason why we wore Converse, though, because I got me a pair of Magics too. But like, no one would have touched Converse.
I got a
Larry
blister right
here.
now from '95, still from them damn shoes.
And so why do I bring that up? I bring this up because Magic made a known decision. He went with what he thought was the safe decision to go with. And many of us today are choosing what is the safe way to go or the known way to go because of this is what your company offers. This is what your friends do. This is what is always being advertised, right? So you feel like that's the way to go. Nike was an unknown entity that obviously Magic didn't know. He didn't know, but his family wasn't educated either. And so this is why you have to not always go with what is known sometimes, but you can go with things that have upside that might not always be known. Risk is important, of course. So we told people to go to ourretirementscore.com. That's Our Retirement Score, which is sponsoring this sort of Coach's Corner. Go to ourretirementscore.com, and it gives you sort of the color of money risk analysis of where you are financially. You'll get a score for that. But ourretirementscore.com. But I'll say this, folks. We offer some things that give people assurance, and we use insurance to do that, to protect you and to allow your money to still grow, even lock in your gains. And a lot of people are unaware of it because it's not known. The super off is not known, but it's something that's tried and true and backed by insurance. So sometimes you have to go with the unknown and do some research that will actually benefit you down the road. Maybe not $5 billion down the road benefiting, but it can benefit you by doing a little bit more studying and not always going with what you think is going to work or what you think you know. So this is the Retirement Wealth Coach, Coach Steve. We appreciate you guys for always listening to this show and supporting Sports Bucks with Steve the way you do. Please like and subscribe on our YouTube channel, Sports Bucks with Steve. We so appreciate you. Hey, and like I said, you got any questions, give us a call, 1-800-306-5086. Want to thank all of our sponsors. Again, that's 1-800-306-5086. Learn about the Super Roth. Go to thesuperroth.com. If you want to know what your retirement risk score is, go to ourretirementscore.com. If you've got a 401k and you've got some challenges and not sure what to do, go to 401kmistake.com. That's 401kmistake.com. Listen, this is the Retirement Wealth Coach. I'll see you